The Clippers and the Celtics. Boston won the first meeting in February.
And right away you see Patrick Beverley guarding Jason Tatum for the Boston Celtics. Matchup to watch after that offseason surgery. Playing great basketball as of late for the Celtics.
Paul George takes it to the rim and puts it off the window for two. And are malleable, that are finding success.
And for a team like Boston, they've had a lot thrown their way. So Tatum attacking, Tristan Thompson scoring inside, not settling the Celtics.
Tatum had 34 points in the first meeting. After the turnover, the roll to the rim, Tristan Thompson fills. That was like a small slice of pizza right at the end, Grant. Perfect. Beverly takes it in, and it'll count. Goaltending. Tice was late. George sizing up Tice. Paul George, the step back. Oh, that was nice. Over Tice.
Walker looks healthy.
Terrence Mann in, along with Lou Williams and Ivica Zubac. Hanging. Paul George. Chance at a three-point play for PG-13. Yeah, it's hard to believe.
It is hard to believe. So certainly encouraged if you're a part of Clipper Nation to see Paul George getting to the free throws.
As the Bucks came from behind to beat the Clippers 105-100 on Sunday afternoon. George matched up with Ojale, bottom. George, the jumper is there.
What about a move there by Brown? Just unable to convert.
George frees himself.
Drove hard, 2 dribbles, got to his right shoulder and able to convert.
Deep ball, Pritchard. And a push underneath. Tatum got shoved. It's going to work against LA. Well, think about it. He started the same year as you. And I only know that because it was the year that I started in the NBA. Paul George rims out. 1994. Scott Foster, he is one of the best in the business and certainly has earned the respect over the years. George misses from the outside, and that rebound controlled by Robert Williams.
And certainly not one of my better moments.
We'll try to get the video. Teague lobs it up. Williams tried to toss it back, and a turnover.
They run to the three-point line. You have to honor them, and it creates driving opportunities. Able to draw the foul on that last drive.
Morris strokes it from the outside.
And these guys are veterans. I mean, this team is not a young team, a team that's been around. So I'm not surprised that they're able to adapt and adjust. And once again, corner 3, Paul George.
5 and 11 through 36 games last season. Doc Rivers was the head coach, and Tyronn Lue was his lead assistant. Doc moves on to Philadelphia, but they're basically where they were a year ago. Pritchard, short. Rebound to George.
As a team to emerge from the Western Conference. Obviously that didn't happen. They didn't show well in the bubble. The Lakers won. All the talk is about LA as Paul George once again dominating in the mid-range.
Paul George back in. Pritchard knocks it away. George gets it back and saves. Shot clock is down to 2, down to 1. Paul George off the rim. George gets inside for 2. Paul George is going off. Went down after the inadvertent hit from Jaylen Brown Morris, a former Celtic. Jump shot doesn't go for George. Waiting on official word on Morris's avail. It will be Tice and George with Scott Foster doing the honors. Boston controls.
This is a team that plays outside in. Clippers are 27th in points in the paint. So it's been fun to watch them attack and drive and able to capitalize inside here.
26th overall pick in this past draft. Paul George lines it up. Bottom. Another 3 on the board.
6'9" long arms and able to create space. Brown with that finish.
Foul called. A discard. Paul George on Jaylen Brown. We step aside. Late third quarter action.
6'9" long arms and able to create space. Brown with that finish.
Foul called. A discard. Paul George on Jaylen Brown. We step aside. Late third quarter action.
Lou Williams Back to Zubac. Oh, another possession. Fake for George. Rhythmic three en route. Oh, dueling banjos in Boston.
On a bounce for Beverly, Clippers are down by 4. Now it's one-on-one. George can't hit the three. Offensive rebound to Zubac. 104-100. George into the paint. Creates space but can't finish it. George steps in for the rebound. 104-100. George into the paint. Creates space but can't finish it. George steps in for the rebound. Tonight they enter action at 17-17. The Clippers are 24-12. Boston has outscored them by 10 in the fourth. Paul George, jump shot doesn't go, and Ojale cleans up the rebound. George, the handles, off the cross. George, corner pop, doesn't go.
And that's what happens, Ian, when you're a jump. Tonight they don't have Kawhi. Just unable to find any rhythm here in crunch time.
Boy, they needed that. Beverly drains the triple. Clippers 1-2 on this road trip. Walker drives in, blocked by Zubac, and George is fouled from behind. Clippers are down by 8. Reggie Jackson has put up a season-high 22 points for the Clippers. George drives in, missed it. Clippers are down by 8. Reggie Jackson has put up a season-high 22 points for the Clippers. George drives in, missed it. George drives in, missed it on the interior. Digs it out and scores off the window. Of course, nobody wants to lose, but he also said they don't freak out after losses. They know the bigger picture with this squad. Jump shot goes for Reggie Jackson. He has really stepped in. Under a minute to play. George over Walker. Off the rim, no good. George, Jackson, Williams, Batum, and Ibaka, the 5 on the floor with the Clippers down by 4. Bounce it to George. Quick fire. Off the heel and rebounded by Williams. A foul given. 16 seconds left. Taking a lot of time. Jackson swing it. Open look. Paul George drains the 3.
Can't let the Celtics use the clock.
Brad Stevens takes out Robert Williams because of his free throw shooting. Tice comes in and immediately gets. Jackson. Toss it in. George short on a 3, and that's